Hey, it's Jacob Felipe here, and I want to welcome you to my channel. And today I will reveal to you techniques how to make a man chase you. Right? These techniques are designed to make men chase. Many of them work on women as well. So sometimes you will see examples of men using these techniques on women, which is super interesting. It's all good. The dynamics are the same, so let's start. The first thing is you want to do is to deny him at first. People want what they can't have, and women have been unconsciously knowing and using these psychological triggers long before Cialdini codified in his seminal book Influence. Indeed, when you deny him, you shake him from the foundation of his ego. Many men at that point will want to prove you are wrong and show you how good he actually is, and the chase just begins. Now, there is risk of the techniques. The first risk, he will not pursue you, and it can happen. Some men are proud and have big egos, and not only they might stop chasing you, but they might actually actively dislike you. Men who dislike you still keep chasing you, but more from a position I'll bang her just to show her, then I will disappear. And you don't want him to be in this situation. Some other quality men are just too busy to chase. Alright? And they prefer focusing on women who are into them and women who play less game. Also, this technique work best when men outnumber women in quality and or quantity, but that is not the case in the West these days. Now, the second thing is make him jump through your hoops. Denying him is risky and he might just disappear. So to improve on the technique, you show there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but he must deserve that light. Alright, so when you prod him, you tell him that he must do better, and you imply that he needs to step up his game. So, for example, oh, that doesn't work with me, mister, if you say something you don't like, or you must be doing better than that. If he did something for you, you can tell him this. Or something more direct, I like you, but I prefer gentler men. Can you be a bit more gentle, please? Have you noticed what all of these sentences have in common? You kind of deny what he's doing right now, but you also show that he has a chance. Indeed, the secret to make him chase while jumping through your hoops is to show him that if he plays it well, he can eventually get you. This is less risky than outright denying him, which is, in my opinion, makes for a better alternative. Alright? So, what is the risk of this technique? Since you setting yourself as the price and telling him how to get you, this technique shows a lot of confidence and resolve. But that's a double-edged sword. Some men will be intrigued that you are laying the gaming cards right on the table, but some others might be annoyed that you are taking the driver's seat. These men are usually socially smart enough to see the game, but not socially smart enough to turn the tables. They might just leave the table instead. And the mass driven and socially smart men, if they want to play, they will turn the table on you. If they are more looking for a serious and collaborative relationship, they might take this game as the sign you don't like them too much and you are not a collaborative partner. So, the third thing you can do is disappear, and I call it the vacuum effect. Another sneaky way of making him chase you is to disappear right when he expected you to be there. For example, take 2 days to reply to his text after a great date, or if you are talking a lot already, go radio silent for the whole day. You can make it as early as after the first date if it was really good, but usually it's safer a little bit in the interaction. Now, what is the dangers of this technique? He might see through the game playing and simply refuse to play, or might misread your momentary withdrawal for lack of interest. Alright, so the fourth thing you can do is use push-pull. This is a technique, okay, that I talk about in my channel a lot. The idea is similar to the vacuum, but at a faster pace. You compliment him and be all affectionate, and then you are distant and indifferent in the same evening. Or you criticize him and drive his morale down, and then build him back, saying he is still the best you ever had. What is the danger of this technique? Socially smarter men might see through it and dump your game playing as for engaging in it. And if you do it too much, some more rational men might see it as a sign of instability. Okay? Now, the five things you can do. Enforce your boundaries. Yes, enforcing your boundaries make me chase, personally. It's micro chasing, but it's the type of chasing that makes men want a relationship. Whenever he mistreats you, babies you, or belittles you, or teases a bit too hard, draw your line in the sand. You will feel compelled to apologize and win you back, and you will realize that you are a high quality man who does not accept bad behavior or bad relationship, and that's wife material just right there. Alright, so the sixth thing you can do is cry and a knight will show up. Yes, the old damsel in distress. It's a good technique actually. Don't roll your eyes, this is about what works, and the damsel in distress is an old classic because it works. It awakens the protector instincts and you will gain femininity points in your man's eyes. Crying also works in relationships. Men are susceptible to women getting upset as they feel like they are responsible to appease them. And it's something that I talk about in my books too much. And the danger, if he cares about you, crying will really work like magic. But if he doesn't, you only become a huge burden for him. And as a rule of thumb, best if you don't do it too early and without a good reason. Now, the seventh thing you can do is show your naughty side. Why showing your naughty version make him chase? Well, you should know this one. There is an old saying where I came from, and my area is not very well known for its finesse, so pardon the French. A hair of pussy pulls more than a cart of oxen. I suppose back when the saying starts, women weren't shaving much. The figurative meaning is that the sexual pull of a woman is the strongest pull one can exert, and there is a lot of truth here. Research from evolutionary psychologist David Booth also proved that one of the best and most reliable techniques to make men chase is to hint that you are primed for sex. The best way to do it is not with direct sexual invite, but through teasing, okay? And of course, you can keep using these techniques after you already have sex, alright? So you can you can do something like this. For example, you are texting with him and he say to you something like, hey, how are you, blah blah blah, and that's it. And he will say to you, hey, I was thinking about you the other day, and blah blah blah. And you can say to him, okay, so you were thinking about me with or without clothes. Just a subtle hint will work perfectly. Okay, now what is the risk of these techniques? Sexual hints that make men chase in the short term make women poorer candidates for the long term. That's why I only recommend being sexually more direct if you already have sex with him, like the second, like I don't know, the second or the third date. Otherwise, keep it in a teasing level. That's it. Okay, so that's the way you can use, and if you like this content on this channel, please consider subscribing down below. I will see you in the next video.